What's up guys, it's Hansol here, and in today's video I just want to talk a little bit about getting yourself out of the noobiness, becoming somewhat decent at the game, because I know that a lot of you guys always ask me, like I get this a lot, about like, Hansol, how did you get to becoming like a gladiator as a fire major? You know, I'm like a 1500 player and I can't seem to find other people to play with that will help me get up there, and it just seems, when you're at that state, when you're at that time of your game life where it just seems like impossible to get to gladiator or whatever goal you want to accomplish, whether it's like just 2k or 2.2k, it just seems impossible because you have no achievements, no one wants to help you, you're just like stuck in this little zone of yours, and it sucks, it really does. And a lot of people actually tend to quit the game due to the fact of boredom, because they can't really get anywhere in this game, and it's hard, man. Like, starting from the bottom is not an easy thing to do, whether it's in games or real life. Starting from the bottom is really, really tough. And I know this because I had to start from the bottom. So like, a lot of you guys may know, back when I first started making videos, I was just like a 1700 player, a fire mage that didn't do much arenas. I didn't really have any like core arena partners. I just did a bunch of like duels and battlegrounds and stuff like that. And it was fun. I was fairly new to the spec and the class alone, so it was just a nice little experience for me to log on once in a while and just get a couple things done, maybe do a few dailies, and that's how a lot of people just live their life in this game. They just do like the basic fundamental stuff, and they just get a little kick out of it. But what I've learned over time is actually setting goals and accomplishing them is a way better reward than just doing the basic stuff like BGs or like killing undergeared alts or noobs and stuff like that, even though they can be fun. So just recently I reached one of my biggest goals, and the funny thing is, it was a goal that I never even knew I had. So if you follow me on like Twitter or Facebook, I posted that I got rank 1 for the first time ever. I've never been rank 1 ever, and I've been glad like 2-3 times in the past. But as for rank 1, I always thought to myself that, I'm a fire mage, how am I supposed to get rank 1, Like, all the mages that get rank 1 in 3v3, there's been a few fire mages in the past that have gotten rank 1 in 5s, but in 3s, I don't think there has been any, maybe on EU and stuff. But I always thought to myself, that's just out of the picture. That's like, how am I going to do that? Maybe if I can get glad, that would be awesome as a fire mage. Like, if I just got glad, I'd be the happiest person in the world, right? So eventually, after a lot of hard work and a lot of, just not giving up pretty much, I eventually got to where I wanted to be, which was gladiator. And then, I just kept it up, kept being consistent with it, playing with the same partners. Eventually, I was able to achieve rank 1 too, and it's an amazing feeling where you put in a lot of time and effort into something without giving up, building a lot of discipline. And I know this sounds crazy to some of you guys, because it's like, it's just a game, man. Why do you take it so serious, man? You make it sound like it's your life, but honestly, gaming is my life, as nerdy as it sounds. You can call me a nerd, you can call me whatever you want, a geek, but it's true, I am a nerd. I like killing people online and fucking winning arena games. It gives us like adrenaline rush, and a lot of people want to get there as well. As nerdy as it sounds, a lot of people want to be a gladiator. A lot of people want to be the top 1% of the player base, because it feels amazing. And people start kind of like looking up to you and stuff, and it's a bit more fun than just being a casual player. And I understand, people have lives and stuff outside of this game. You can't play as much, or you don't have time to train or do all that crap, and you just log on to escape reality once in a while. But people that take gaming seriously and play really often, you want to at least get some shit done in the game rather than just doing nothing and playing all the time. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people that have started playing like since original vanilla WoW and like Burning Crusade, and they're still like a random 2k player. And I kind of feel bad for those people, not because they like suck. It's not even that they suck. Like 2k is actually not bad. That's pretty like average. That's mediocre. That's decent. But it just like, I feel bad because they didn't get to experience the like awesomeness of being high rated. As elitist as that sounds, I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm just trying to help you guys get up there. So yeah. One thing you gotta know though, it seems like a lot of like lower rated players, like 1500, they always tell me I can't find partners. I ask these like 2.2k players to help me, and they always ask me to like link my achievements, but I don't have them. So what am I supposed to do? How do I even get anywhere? I don't even have achievements, man. Well, like I said, you have to start from the bottom and start slow. It took me like 2 years, over 2 years to get to where I am. And so you gotta, the first thing is, if you fail or do something wrong, or you fuck up, whatever it is, don't take it personal. Like, it's not a big deal. The secret to succeeding in this game or in anything is failure. It's bound to happen. You can't control it. Failure is actually progress if you think about it. So if you mess something up, you can actually learn from your mistakes and get better at it, and then make them happen less often and stuff like that. So learning from your failures is huge. And anytime you come in contact with like a small achievement, like whether it be like your first 1v2 in a random battleground, or topping the damage meters, or being like the top 3 or whatever in Battlegrounds, is awesome. I see I actually follow this like WoW group on Facebook, and once in a while I just see people like posting pictures of like 20 killing blows at 0 deaths with like top damage, and I'm like I'm just like kind of laughing, because I already know it's just like BGs and it's nothing serious. It's just like, I could just go in BGs and do that. It's not hard. BGs are like mostly undergeared alts and like noobs and stuff, but to them, they love it. They're like, oh my god, I got top killing blows, I'm fucking sick. But those kind of things, don't take them for granted. Appreciate it, and give yourself a pat on the back for accomplishing the little things, because then you just start having fun. Instead of like just beating yourself up for not being a gladiator or wherever you are. Enjoy the little stuff. Because when you start having fun, the main point of this game is or in games in general, is to have fun, right? So if you keep having fun, eventually you'll start building that comfort around like your class, or the people you play with, and then eventually you just get somewhere. That's just how it works. It's just it roots from fun. And as for like the achievement stuff, don't expect other high-rated players to just play with you if you don't have achievements. As harsh as that sounds, that's just reality, man. Like, it's kind of like a hobo. I'm not calling you a hobo if you're like a 1500 player, but it's kind of like a hobo walking up to a person and asking for change. You don't need to give them change. You don't want to give them change unless you're like really nice. It just, people naturally don't want to help noobs. It's just how it is. So you gotta work your way up there, and don't blame others for your misfortunes and stuff like that. I see a lot of people like whether it's on the forums or just like people in the game, they always complain and be like, oh, why do I always have to play with noobs and stuff? This sucks so much. And like, my partners are so bad, they just like sit CCs and without trinketing, they just let me die. But you gotta get out of that mindset where you're blaming others, because most of the time when you're low rated, it's no one's fault but yours. Like me, before I even got Gladiator, you think I played with rank 1 gladiators to get to Gladiator? That's where it's funny, because a lot of people actually think that I played with rank 1s to Gladiator, but I had to find partners that were equal skill level as me, if not lower, to get where I was. The first Gladiator I ever got, I played with people that weren't Gladiator and weren't rank 1, and we worked our asses off and built our synergy and coordination and communication. Eventually we got to where we were today. So don't expect higher rated players to help you, because you can only rely on yourself and not others. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of nice people out there that want to help you, and help is good, but when it comes to arenas and like playing with people, people normally want to just play with people on their skill level, not lower, because everyone wants to progress. No matter how good you are, you can always get better. And I love helping people too. Like for example, I put a lot of free guides out there for you guys to watch and learn from and get down the basics of stuff, and maybe the little bit of the advanced stuff as well. And that's not, and like, if everyone could do that, I'm sure they would, but it's not that they don't want to help you. It's just because they have better people to play with. Like, if people asked me to arena, I probably wouldn't play with them, because I already have partners to play with. And why would I go from being like 2400 MMR down to like 2K playing with like 1800 players? I would have to like tank my own MMR and cut down from all the work I did just to help others. It just it feels like a waste of time. So instead, I put out free guides for you guys to help you guys out in a different manner instead of losing what I have. So one of the most important factors in getting good at PvP is putting yourself in a flow state. And if you don't know what a flow state is, it's when your challenge and ability are well matched. So this is when like the arena MMR sister. So this is when the arena MMR system comes in. So what the MMR system does is it pretty much matches you with people the same skill level as you. That way, you know, it's an even fair match rather than just fighting someone that's a complete noob or fighting someone that's super good. Because say you're like 1800 and you fight like 2500 players, what's gonna happen? You're just gonna get destroyed. You won't even know what happened. Like, the gates will open, you run in, and then the match will be over as soon as you know it. And the reason you don't learn anything from it is because things happen so fast that you can't even analyze what happened and you can't learn from them. And say you're like a 2500 player playing versus 1800 players, and you're not going to improve from that because it was too easy. Like, what is there to improve on yourself when it was so easy? So taking on challenges and beating them is when you put yourself in a flow state and start improving as a player. This is very, very important to get into because that is, like I said, one of the key factors of getting good at the game. And so yeah, that's why you want an arena. You want to find partners equal skill level as you and work your way up. And that's how I did it. So, but if you're super noob, you know, before going into arena, you want to, you know, start from BGs and duels and maybe a bit of 2v2 and just work your way up a little bit. And don't get me wrong, duels are really good to get good at the game as well because you learn how your enemy works. You learn how other classes work. Also, to get good, you know, study and you know, do some research and stuff like that. Check out some guides online. Maybe you know a person that does free guides. Maybe you know a person that does free guides. And maybe, you know, go watch some live streams. You know, a lot of good players live stream these days. You can go check that out on twitch.tv. And you know, a lot of the times some streamers like respond to their chat and try to give you some tips and answer your questions and stuff, and that can really help you learn a lot. And just look at their playstyle, look what they do in certain situations, learn from their mindset and perspective on things. And there's a lot of things you can do. You just gotta go out there and just do it. So as hard as this sounds, trust me guys, it's really worth it once you get up there. It really feels amazing. But and if you're comfortable with where you're at, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna force you to do anything. That's just your own life. You can do what you want. But this video is just mainly aimed towards those people that are low rated and they know they want to get better at the game. They know they want to hit gladiator. They know they want to hit rank 1. Whatever it is, it's not too late. It's never impossible to reach your goals. No matter how big they are, you can definitely get up there. You just gotta put in the hard work and dedication into it, and you can get up there. Proof is right here on my channel, guys. If you look back to my original first few videos, I was like an 1800 player doing 3v3s, like not even like coordinating CCs and just running around the arena like a retard, like a chicken with his head chopped off. Like you can do it, guys. So I'm gonna try to put out some more guides and stuff nowadays so I can help you guys out a bit more with this stuff. And if you haven't seen my previous guides, go back and watch them. The basic beginners guides, the advanced rotations, they can really help you guys out. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna try to do more of these type of videos. Let me know if this did help you out. I know it was kind of like basic and cliche, but sometimes, you know, people need to be woken up by the cliches, because I feel like a lot of people don't really focus on the simple things. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Keep burning shit.